Hello, IMGs. Welcome to this live. We'll be talking about rank order list for IMGs today. So this is for every person that's a student at a Caribbean medical school, or you are a physician that applied into the residency last year, and you are in the match, meaning that you went on some interviews and now you're preparing your rank order list, or you're finalizing your interviews, you're in that home stretch. This is for you, okay? I want us to come on and discuss. It's a discussion, meaning that there is communication, me and you. We're going to go back and forth. It's not me alone talking, okay? I'm not the only one talking here today. So, first of all, welcome guys. Welcome Kamiko, Aishat, White Coat, and in between. CK Rupp, welcome, DMC_MD, Dr. AB, like you guys have the most creative names. Popcorn Corona, can you please save this live? Yes, absolutely. I will save this live on my YouTube page. Dr. Loom MD, okay, now we have the same name, I guess. Speedy Medical, Angeli, welcome Angeli, how are you? Blessing, welcome guys. Hey, tell me hi in return. Dr. Adjefries, all right, Jessica, all right, welcome. So remember, you can ask questions during this live. There's a question box. Please go ahead and drop your questions. If you already have a question that you want me to address, please do so. If you want to join my live, let me know. I'll add you on. And we'll talk about it. Okay, Dr. Tosin, welcome. Dr. Tejeri, Dr. Praise, welcome guys. All right, let's get right into it. So today's session, oh my god, my microphone has been down here. Let me get it all the way up on my chest. It's the sound better now. Is the sound any better? It has to be better now because I have a microphone in my hand. Is the sound better, guys? Let me know. Give me feedback. All right, guys. So let's get into it. So today's session, we'll be talking about rank order lists for IMGs. And a lot of you have interviewed at several places, or one place, or two places. Today I put up a reel about how I only interviewed at 2 locations, okay, 2 hospitals. And so interviewing at 2 locations was kind of nerve-wracking because I felt like, what are my chances of matching? Do I even stand a shot with 2 places only, right? I remember my first interview was at a location, at a hospital in Detroit, Michigan. And I tell you, I felt like a fly on the wall. Like there was no interaction. I mean, this was in person, right? So there was no interaction. It was just dry, for lack of better words. I just felt like I didn't know what to say. I didn't have anything to offer them. They were more like vibrant group. I was just quiet the whole time. I only answered the questions that were asked to me. So I knew I did not perform well. So I knew that. I knew my performance was subpar because they had better connections with other people on that day. It's just the truth. Now, when I look back at that experience, I just think to myself, you know what? At the end of the day, okay, let's put the lapel down here. You know what? At the end of the day, it was a learning experience, because from that experience, I was able to do better for my next interview. So my next interview was at the location where I actually matched. It was a hybrid program, so both academic and community-based program. And I remember going to that interview a little bit more chirpy, more upbeat, more engaged, more dedicated, for lack of better words. I knew that this was my one shot. So I prepared for that interview, completed that, and I felt like that went well. There was better interaction, there was better conversation. I was engaging a little bit more than the first time. So my rank order list had 2 places on it, and then I had to make a decision at that point, right? Like, I only had 2. Which one do you put first? Which one do you put second? Now, some of you have more options. Some of you applied to more than 1 specialty. You applied to 3 specialties, 4 specialties, or 2 specialties, I should say, and you have 4 interviews. I think there are some key things you should consider when creating your rank order list, and we'll get right into it. Number 1, I want you to be honest with yourself and identify where you truly want to train. look at the possibilities for you after training. Are you looking for fellowship? Are you looking for a certain caliber of education? Are you looking for a certain accolade? Look at those things and ask yourself, truly, is this program going to offer me the things I want? It's okay to have a choice, especially when you have a longer list to rank. It's okay to put what you want as your number one. The rank order list process is made in order to favor the applicant. We don't always remember that. We think that the rank order list favors the programs, but actually it's there to favor you. And so you can choose where you want to go, and you can put them at the top of your list, and you can use the academic strengths of the program, your desire to be there, and what the program would offer you during and after residency as top tier things to consider. Now, the next thing is location. Some of you have specific locations that you want to be a part of. It's okay to pick according to location. It's okay to pick according to where you want to be and where you want to go. The third thing, which for some people is not a problem, but it's visa status. So some of you have visas and you need a program that's going to sponsor, or maybe you have the J1 and H1B option. Also consider that when creating a rank order list. What program is likely to offer you the visa that you want? Okay. Now, the fourth thing to consider is how you interviewed. How you interviewed also matters. So if you did not interview well at a place and you know that you basically flopped the interview, you should consider that as well. So points number 1 to 3 will not matter if your interview was really poor. Now, if you know you had good connection with an interview, and how do you know you interviewed well? You interview well when you're being told that, hey, you know, the communication that you had with us made us build a desire to want to work with you. All right. You interview well when you leave feeling fulfilled. You leave feeling like, this was something that I want to come back to. This is a place that I felt liked. I felt honored. I felt like they wanted to hear about me and they are interested in me. Okay. Those are really cues to let you know if you interviewed well or not. Okay. So, if you know you did not do that and you know you didn't have a pleasant experience, then sometimes you may have to rearrange your rank order list to fit where you think you'll go. And that usually only works when you have a shorter list. So you only interviewed at 2 places, like in my case, and you can say, well, place number 1, I flopped it. Place number 2, I did better, so I stand a chance there. So that's how I created my rank list, was going by where I knew I was going to match based on my interview performance and the feedback and my interaction with the program. Now, post-interview communication can be deceptive because some programs can tell you, oh yeah, we'd like to have you, and they just leave it at that. There are other programs that will be very specific. They may give a pre-match offer, or they may tell you that, hey, we really want you at our program. So the fact that you don't get, or the fact that you do get post-interview communication, it's not about just the communication. It's about the quality of that conversation or what they tell you in that email or that phone call. When they offer you a second look, that's a good thing. When they offer you the opportunity to come back and visit. A student of mine sent me a message yesterday. She said the program offered her the opportunity to sit in on grand rounds because it's virtual right up until match day. So I'm like, that's a good thing because they want you and they want you to feel the presence of the program even during this time. So to me, that would be a reason to say, hey, that's a program that we have mutual feelings about one another. I want to go there. They want me there. Top of my rank list. Okay. So let me take your questions now and your considerations and see what you guys have. Stepmonic says, what if I interviewed so well with residents and they said they would recommend me with no restriction? The PD interview was just fair, not great. That's a good thing, in my opinion. If you like the program and you want to be there, absolutely, you can rank that program. How do you handle the rank order list with 2 specialties? Okay, with 2 specialties, the rules are still the same. The rank order list does not change because you chose to apply to more than one specialty. The rank order list means that you put the programs you want to match in order of preference. So from program number 1 to program number 10 or program number 20. Now, if you want to match into specialty 1 and not specialty 2, then you're going to rank all specialty 1 first and then specialty 2 second. If you want to match into program 1 and it's specialty 1 and program A is specialty 1 and program B is specialty 2, you still put them in the same order of where you want to go, even if they're different specialties. It's not separated by specialty, okay? So you put the list in the order of where you want to go, independent of the specialty. All right, the next question from McCoy says, scores play a great role in interview invitation. Is that same for ranking? Ranking is program dependent. It's not an umbrella statement. Even scores are not an umbrella requirement. That's one common mistake IMGs make. They think having a particular score is an umbrella answer, or having a particular score means something. It doesn't mean anything beyond the fact that your application is variable. Programs have different perspectives, different requirements, different orders for ranking. Actually, most programs, you want to know how they create their rank list? They already ranked you after your interview. So some programs will send out a survey after the interview and ask everybody who performed the interview to rank that applicant there and then, because they don't want to forget. They don't want to wait until February to create a rank list and then don't remember applicants. And then in February, they just look over their rank list from the day you interviewed. Is this somebody we're going to rank? No. Is this somebody you want to work with? Yes. Okay. So remember, programs have been ranking applicants since after you interviewed. They didn't start now. Okay. So don't be hyper focused on your score and all those other things. They already determined if they like you. Your interview determines if you go someplace. You can have bad scores. I shouldn't say bad, but poor or low scores, and you interview really well and they like you. It doesn't really matter at this point. Okay. Do applicants normally match at their number one in the rank order list? Not always. Not always. You can rank a program number one and not match there. And that is probably because you can rank a program number one and they don't rank you high up, and they rank other people higher up to fill the number of spots at their program before it gets to your name. Okay? So there's a great video on the NRMP website. Go look it up about how to rank, how the match works, so that you understand and you get an understanding of how the match works. That way you can understand how to create your rank order list. Okay? Popcorn says, how do you explain a very long gap in medical school? That's an interview preparation question. I have an interview preparation coaching program, which is separate. You can book me and I'll coach you on how to interview well. Okay? All right. So let's see if we have other questions in the chat. Can you rank the program last and still get matched to them? You can. But that would mean if you rank a program low on your list, that means that everybody else who ranked that program as their number one is going to get priority into that program before you do. So if that program is low on your list, the only way you'll get into that program is if all the people they ranked high on their list do not match or match at other programs, okay, or match with other programs, then you're last and you have them down here. That's the only way that you get to the top. Okay? So, I hope that answers your questions, Melinda Witt. Let's see if we have any other questions in the chat. No post-interview communication at all. How bad is that? My question to you is, did you initiate post-interview communication? Sometimes programs don't participate in post-interview communication. And it doesn't mean that they're not going to have a rank list. They will have a rank list. And it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that they did not like your interview. So what I would recommend is you can always initiate post-interview communication. You don't always have to wait for them to initiate it with you. But that being said, you also, if you initiated and you didn't hear anything back, then it's like dead radio silence, right? That's not always a good sign. But you can always initiate post-interview communication. And I put out a post on letter of intent yesterday and the day prior with a blog post on it as well, that you can go and learn how to, sort of provide the program information about why you would be a competitive person for their program. Could we change a visa status to green card if we get married during the residency? If you have an H-1B, yes, you can. If you have a J-1, you can do anything you want, but you still have to do the 2 to 3 year requirement. So even if you are married to a permanent resident or do all these other things, married to a U.S. citizen during residency, you still have to do your underserved requirement. You cannot avoid it. You cannot escape it. What are options for IMGs who do not match? I have a blog post on what to do if you don't match. And I also know of a service that helps IMGs get jobs out in healthcare, but maybe not necessarily as physicians, that I can link you up with. They're also on Instagram at FOS Consulting. All right. What if program withdraws from the match process you have interviewed? So if the program withdraws from the match process and you interviewed there, you should email them and find out what options exist for you if you were interested in going there. Because withdrawing from the match means maybe they filled their positions, and that means they gave pre-match offers, or maybe they're not participating in the match anymore, but they're still going to acquire residents somehow. So you should ask them specifically what that means for you, so that you know what they're working with. Are they matching outside? Are they taking applicants outside of the general NRMP match? Are they not participating in that match? Those are questions that you need to ask them. Or maybe they've also filled their positions with pre-match offers. Okay? All right. So let's go back down and see if we have additional questions. What do you suggest to do while waiting for the match application process if I finish my last score in October? T-Megs, this is your open invitation to join my IMG ROADMAP course this year. We start in March of 2022 with our registration process, and that's where I detail all about your match application process for IMGs as how you can apply in a competitive manner. And this is open to everyone. The link is in my bio. You can join the wait list. Waitlist doesn't mean you're in. Waitlist means when we open, you will be the first to know, and then you will have to apply and be considered to join the course, okay? It's an exclusive program. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, so don't get in your feelings. It's not for everybody. It's an exclusive program, but join the waitlist so that you could be considered to be a part of it. I received my Step 3 score last week. At this point in the match cycle, should I just update the programs where I interviewed or send a letter of intent to my top programs? Pretty Kasharma, go read my letter of intent and you will see how you can incorporate your Step 3 results into it, because you can open up your letter of intent by informing them about your pass on Step 3. Okay? So go read that. It's on drninaloom.com/IMG/LOI for letter of intent. Okay? All right. IMG Roadmap has also posted that link on there, so you can go over right now and get with it, or after this life is over. What to write in the email? Ananda Purva, what to write in the email to update Step 3 results? Go to the letter of intent, guys. Go to the letter of intent and do your research. I can't be creating resources and you guys are not reading them. And then you come on live and you ask me the same questions. Like, you need to be a self-starter. You need to be proactive. I'm going to start calling you out on these things, guys. Read. When I post stuff, reels are short. Reels are 30 seconds. I can't give you advice in 30 seconds. I write it out because it takes me an hour to write it out so that you can read it later on and take the time to benefit from it. Or you can book a coaching session with me and get an hour of my time. That's another option. But you guys, I have given you information. I give you information every day. You don't read it, you don't use it, you don't utilize it. I mean, like, seriously, guys, let's get it together. Let's get it together. Let's get it together. All right. I'm just connected. Says love your resources and encouragement. Thank you so much. I'm trying to keep it 100. This year, I'm not babying IMGs, okay? This year, I'm coaching IMGs. I want people who are self-starters, who are willing to do the work. People who are willing to invest in themselves. People who are willing to stand up and do the work, okay? So when I give you resources, utilize them. Read them, study them, share them, okay? Listen to the podcast. Read all the blogs. All the information is there. If you pay attention, you'll grab it. All right. The program withdraws from the match process. States going for pre-match. What do you suggest an IMG do if interviewed and interested in that program? Okay, so they said they're going for pre-match. That means they have already sent out offers to the people that they want. And if they did not send you an offer, that means that you did not make their cut. So you can always try other programs, because clearly this program did not send you a pre-match offer, and that's unfortunate. But it's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean that you're not desirable by other programs or that you're not competitive for other programs. It just means that this particular program is participating in the pre-match and they have made their choices and made offers for the pre-match. Let's see. Should I rank newly accredited programs last on my list? Why? Why would you rank them last on your list? Are they less than a program because they're new? Do you not realize that, like, every program that you are seeing right now was once a new program? Every program deserves a chance to start, right? So if you rank a program low on your list, it should be because you don't want to go there, or because it's on the lower priority for you to train there, okay? Don't rank a program low on your list because you think they're a new program. Like, what does that have to do? They're accredited. The same organization that accredited Harvard University in that specialty accredited them, okay? The same organization, which is the ACGME, that accredited Mayo Clinic or Hopkins, Emory, the big name programs that you are thinking about, they also accredited that same specialty in that new program. And that new program, their residents are going to make up what will be the future of the program. So why not be a part of that legacy? I mean, what's so wrong with that? If you want to rank a program low on your list, let it be because you have no interest in going there, not because they're a new program. Actually, in my opinion, IMG stand a really good chance of matching the new programs, especially if you have prior experience in your home country, because the program they know that you have experience. So they know that you will be sort of a more competitive, more knowledgeable physician than maybe someone who has zero work experience, okay? So, Miss Cindy, IMGs are not exempt from the rule. Emergency medicine requires a SLOE. So whether you're an IMG or not, you are put under the same category and you will require a SLOE. Guys, there are no shortcuts to this thing. Okay, there's no shortcuts to success. Never has, never will be. If there is a rule, if there is a requirement, it's not a suggestion. Requirements are not suggestion. When they say we require this for residency application, we require it. It's not we're suggesting, okay? So a requirement means you come with it or you don't make the cut, period. Okay? So don't think you can cherry pick what you're going to provide to application process or what you're going to supply the programs. They have a list for a reason, okay? All right, so requirements and not recommendations or suggestions. They are requirements. By definition, that word means you must have this to get that. So if a SLOE is required for EM applications, then it is required. It's not a suggestion. Okay, can I change my H-1B from a company to residency? I don't know. Talk to an immigration attorney about that, because that's a little bit more complex than just starting over with a new H-1B, okay? Let's see the question box here. We have some questions that have come in. Would you explain? Okay, could I change my status to a green card if I get married? Oh, we already answered that question. Oh, Dr. Prey says, how much difference would ranking a program number 1 and number 2 make if you interview well in both programs? I don't know the answer to that question. That's based on probability and logic. There's no one can tell you the valuable answer that you want to know. But if they're pretty high on your rank list, you're saying you want to go there. If those programs have you as number 1 and number 2 on their rank list also, then there's a higher likelihood of a match occurring, okay? I'm almost done with M2, taking step 1 in the summer. How I fluff up my application from now, pass, fail, I have 1 publication. Aiden's Medical, I'm inviting you also and everybody else to join my wait list for your residency application preparation phase, okay? And yes, as an M2, you can join my course this spring. March is when we start registration. But if you're not on the wait list, you would not know about registration. Okay, it's an exclusive program, like I mentioned. That's where we have all the discussions regarding fluffing up, building your competitive, building your academic portfolio, your CV, and things that you should do and not do. Okay, that's the place for it. So come on over, join us. The link is in my bio to join the wait list. If not, IMG ROADMAP will post it on here as well, so you can get that list. You can get on that list. So IMG ROADMAP, go ahead and share the wait list link for people who want to know more about how they can make themselves competitive applicants for the 2022 residency application cycle. If I work as a doctor at American Cruises Company, does that count as a U.S. clinical experience? I think that's a very diverse experience. I think it's a very versatile experience. I think that you should put that in your CV, and it can make for really good attraction factor. U.S. clinical experience, it's not necessarily, it doesn't have like working on a cruise ship as U.S. clinical experience, but it's a very versatile term by itself. And you having that experience should not be hidden. You should put it out in the forefront, okay? Antonia says, I waited to do this course for 2 years. You're welcome. So make sure you apply in March so that you will be considered, Antonia. All right. If you get married while you have an H-1B to asylum granted with green card holder, what do you suggest? If you get married while you have... Melinda, get an immigration attorney. I can give you my immigration attorney's information. This is a complex situation. It's beyond the scope of my practice. Get an immigration attorney to help you. Okay? So the wait list has been posted in the chat by IMG ROADMAP. So please go ahead and join the wait list if you're interested. I've pinned that comment so that you have access to it. This replay will be available on my YouTube channel if you missed this. If you're just joining in, I see some people are just joining in. That crazy doc, Tessa, please, you'll catch the full replay on my YouTube page. Thank you guys so much for joining. I don't see any additional questions. If there are additional questions, I'll answer them. If not, we'll end the live soon. Oh, I had one interview. So do you think I should prepare for the SOAP? My interview went well. I think that you should send them a letter of intent. Let them know how you feel about coming there and training there. Use my template that I've posted on the link in my bio. And then leave the rest, okay? Just leave it as it is. And submit your rank order list. Now, when you do that, in the back of your head, that's your plan A. Your plan B is to prepare for the SOAP. Yes. Even with when I had 2 interviews, I was ready to SOAP. I knew if I didn't match, I was going to go in the SOAP, and I wanted to be prepared. You never lose anything by being prepared. Okay? You'd rather be prepared for the SOAP and then not need it than not to be prepared and then need to be in it. Do you factor what's most important from programs to rank you? I felt very comfortable and with great communication during my interviews. I'm afraid my low step 1 score, even though I received 11 interviews. 11 interviews is really good, Dr. Oliveiro. It's really, really, really good. The most important factors for program to rank. This is proven by the survey of program directors that was conducted by the NRMP. Okay, the last edition of program director survey. The most important factor for the rank list. Who wants to guess? Let's see. Can you guess what the most important factor is to get on the rank list? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Tell me, what do you think is the most important factor that gets people on the rank list? I'm waiting. I'm waiting, guys. Dr. Soto is on and Dr. Soto is on. Okay, welcome. I'm waiting. What do you think is the most important factor that gets you on the rank list? What do you think is the most important factor that gets you on the rank list? Okay, Brenda HAMC got the answer right. It's the interview performance. It's the quality of your interview. The way you take the interview, as Lydia says. Liz, this is interview day. Communication skills during your interview. Okay, Lester is on. Lester, communication skills during your interview. Yes, interpersonal skills. So to answer your question on what gets you on the rank list, who asked that question, Oliviero, it's your interview performance. Okay, because they already know about your low step 1 score. They saw your step 1 score and they gave you an interview. So they're looking beyond your score, guys. I think a lot of you have allowed your score to define you. Your score has become this thing you carry on your head like it's some kind of badge of honor, okay? And that's a big fat lie. Your score is a score. It's a number. You're beyond the score. There's so many other things that matter beyond your score, okay? It's Jen says, you mentioned that you should only send a letter of intent to places you interviewed well. How does one determine that they interviewed well? That's not what I said. Okay, Jen, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said your letter of intent will carry weight. It matters most if you interviewed well. Why do I say that? If you flopped an interview, there's no letter of intent that will change their perspective of your performance because your interview was flopped. Okay? If you did not show up to an interview or showed up late, it doesn't change the fact that you showed up late, that you sent a letter of intent. That's what I meant. Okay? But the second part of your question is important. Your gut feeling, your intuition should guide you when creating a rank order list. Okay? Your intuition should guide you when creating your rank order list. And if you're a Christian like me and you believe in the direction of God, let that guide you also. Okay? So, to say this, guys, your intuition is your biggest lead on this thing. Because you know, I wasn't there with you on your interview, so I can't tell you what program to put first. I can't tell you what program to put second. You make that decision. All I've done today is give you things that you can use to guide your decision. How did you feel afterwards? Did you think this is where you want to train? Are they going to offer you what you want out of your career? Is it in the location that you want? Are they going to help you with your visa? Are they going to be a supportive faculty that you like? Did you actually like the program? And then, do you even stand a chance there? Which is a hard question to answer. But you can tell based on that deep gut feeling. Okay? So, Dr. Sirish asked, do you think you can have 2 interviews and get a match? Dr. Sirish, I have a question for you. Did you watch my reel today? Okay, that's your answer. I had 2 interviews. And look, I'm in practice and have been in practice, and I only had 2 interviews. Let that tell you something. So Dr. Soto dropped a very important point. And he has been on my podcast also in the past. So don't, he's telling you on here, okay, even though no one replies to your letter of intent, it doesn't mean it was not seen. Okay, guys? I feel like I should run around the room a little bit to really let that point sink in. Even if no one replies to your letter of intent, it doesn't mean it was not seen. It doesn't mean it was not considered. Program directors are not going to sit there answering your emails every day. Okay? Send the freaking email already. Okay? If you haven't sent it yet, this is your cue. Send it. Already. Stop fooling around. Okay. All right. Let's see what other questions we have here. All right. I think, do you think newer programs are a little lenient in taking IMGs? Yes, I do. I do think so. I think new programs are very welcoming of IMGs, especially IMGs who have worked in their prior country of residence, because they know that you have experience and you're going to be an easy student, if that makes sense. All right. What is a good time to send letter of intent for rank order list of programs, specifically those in whom you're really interested? Anytime you ask me a question about timing, you know that the answer is now. Okay. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? If you already interviewed there and you know that's where you want to go, or somewhere you want to consider, why are you waiting? What are you waiting for? And guys, if you interviewed at 11 places, please put all 11 places you want to go on your rank list. Okay? Doesn't mean you only rank your top choice. You rank all programs. You start with the one you want the most, to the one you want the least. Okay? I'm going to have to post this tomorrow because I don't want it to get confusing that you only rank your top programs. You rank the one you want the most, from the most to the least. Okay? So rank all your programs, because that's how some people don't match, is they don't rank their programs and then they wonder why they don't match. Okay? You got to rank your programs. Rank all of them. All of them. From most desired to least desired. All right, that's going to be my post for tomorrow. I'm going to put that up tomorrow, and I'll write some words around it so you guys can get it. Okay? All right. I like both my interview programs, and it's confusing which one to pick first. If you only have 2, honey, you have nothing to worry about. It's one or the other. Okay? It's A or B. It's 1 or 2. It's 1 or 1. So just put it. Put it. Okay? I can't tell you what to put first. You just consider location, consider where you want to go, consider how they interviewed. There's one has to be better than the other, okay? So just choose one. All right. Let's see. If we have thank you and post interview email already and stated our interest in ranking programs highly, should we email again letter of intent? Don't bombard the people now, okay? You can do it once. Do it once. You don't have to bombard them 100 million times with emails. You can do it once. Now, if you send them that thank you email and post interview email in December, you can wait and send them the letter of intent in February, right before the rank order list opens or closes. You can do that. But the truth is, programs have already been ranking people behind the scenes and keeping tally of who they want. Okay, so there's never a wrong time to do it, but don't bombard them. Use your intuition, right? Are you bugging them at this one? Or not? I don't want to use the word bugging, but have you bombarded them with emails or not? Like, use your intuition to kind of decipher that, because it's not the same answer for everyone. You know best how your communication has been going with them. All right? Very well. Thank you guys for joining in. Shangutuli says, I only have one program for OBGYN, just need some motivation. I will say do rank that one program and prepare for the SOAP. All right, what does it mean for an interview? It tells you to consider ranking them high at the end of the interview. That means that you should consider ranking them high. And if you want to go there, you should consider ranking them high. That's what that means. Okay. That's all that it means. If you want to go there, rank them high because they're asking you to rank them high. If you don't want to go there, don't rank them high. Okay. You can't put too much thought into it. It is what it is. Don't overthink it. Okay. When sending LOI, do you consider sending LOI to your number 2 as well and let them know that you're going to rank them high? Yes. I would send LOI to every program that's on my rank list. Every program on my rank list gets an LOI because that means I will consider coming there. Now, the language will be different. Okay? It will be different because what I tell program A will not be what I tell program B. I'll make a variation. But put all programs on your rank list, and all programs on your rank list should know that you have an intention of coming there. Whether it's that you have the last intention of coming there or the first intention. But there is intention. You get my point. All right. Let's see here. Any other questions? Great, guys. Great, guys. Great, guys. Thanks for joining in. The wait list is pinned. For those of you looking at the next cycle, come join us. Otherwise, this will be on YouTube for replay. Someone wants to join the live. Are you sure you want to join the live? Okay. I think it was a mistake. All right. Very well. Very well. Very well. I'll see you guys on the other side. Thank you so much for joining this live. If it was helpful for you, tell your friends, share with your friends, okay? Share with your friends and let them know how this is benefiting you and what the resources are doing for you, okay? Okay. Brenda, yes, a letter of support from your mentors change a whole lot of things for you because it's one doctor telling another doctor, I vouch for this person. So yes, if you have a mentor or a sponsor, they should send a letter for you if they can. Take that opportunity. Every opportunity counts. Every opportunity counts. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great afternoon. I'm heading over to the Peds Hospital today. I'll be working at the pediatric emergency room this evening from 3 to 11 p.m. Pray for me, guys. Pray for me. I don't want to get any viruses. They have tons of viruses, but it's a nice learning experience going to the children's hospital. I really like it. Really, really like it, which is one reason I'm doing this fellowship too, is because my pediatrics was a little rusty. So I've been getting a lot of pediatric training as well. And so I'm very, very grateful for that. Okay? So I hope you have a good day. I hope you guys are doing some doctor things later on today, helping the people through the pandemic. That's what we do, whether it's volunteering or going to work, or even just working on the rest of your application. All right, guys? I'll see you on the other side. Bye.